Yeah, that was a really tough loss to a very good Pittsburgh Steelers team. They were regarded as one of the top teams in the AFC and for sure a Super Bowl contender. And, with the suspension thing, sure, you can look back and say, what if Martavis wasn't there? Would we have won that game? Would they have not been able to convert on crucial downs? Because he played such a big part in that game. But I think every team has to go through the appeals process, and sometimes you can get them to reevaluate their stance and reduce or remove a suspension. And that's why you saw Martavis only serve a 2-game suspension rather than an entire season. Unfortunately, he came back and was very hungry against us, and, we felt that. We felt that elite playmaker, we're still not all the way there. We look really good defensively against Chicago and against the Cleveland Browns. But when you go up against an elite offense, you can really have to evaluate yourself and see where your team is at. You really get to see what it's made of. And we definitely have to keep continuing to work and continue to get better. More on that, I can't really criticize the process. We earlier in the offseason, we were able to get Lane Johnson's B sample tested because he popped for a banned substance, and we argued that because it was an approved supplement from the NFLPA, we got his impending 10-game suspension from the preseason overturned. So, it works, and sometimes it doesn't. You got guys like Su'a Cravens, who we added from the Washington Redskins. He's got to sit out. That was a little bit different as it was, in physical altercation, but for the most part, you win some, you lose some, and, we can't blame the fact that we lost to Pittsburgh last week on solely Martavis not serving that suspension or not. It was totally on us. We had a job to do, and we're unable to contain him. I think the learning curve for rookie players, it happens in different stages. We were lucky enough that Carson, through his first 2 games, looked very good. And there's always going to be some setbacks, but it's about how you bounce back from those setbacks. And Carson Wentz has the character that he will bounce back tenfold from this slight setback against Pittsburgh. Maybe we need a game plan better. Maybe there was, you can't throw it all on his shoulders. I know he'll be the first guy to admit and take responsibility that, for his actions and the way that he played. But, at the end of the day, going from Div 2, North Dakota State, and playing guys there to, very shortly, less than a year later, going against some of the most elite playmakers in the NFL, there's going to be an adjustment period. And, we knew that going into this. We knew that when we traded Sam Bradford away to the Denver Broncos, that Carson Wentz was our guy. There's going to be some learning pains that come with him being our guy, and we're accepted that. And we're still 2-1 going into the bye week. It could be worse. We could be 0-3, and everyone here is, the fires everywhere, and everyone is panicking. We're still calm. We're ready to go on this bye week and readjust and reassess how we can, cut back on those turnovers. And I have no doubt in my mind that he will, you can even just go ask him right now. This is not even an appropriate question for me to answer because it's really about Carson, and I can only really give you my stance on how I think he will rebound. And I think, like I said, he will rebound very nice. And what was the second part about Jared Goff? What are they right now? 2-0? Did they win? I haven't checked their last game, but they're 2-0. I think, Carson's a competitor, and seeing a guy like Jared Goff, a guy that he will be constantly linked with throughout his career as they went 1-2, it will motivate them. You've seen that in years past. You got RG3 and Andrew Luck, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, and now you got Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. So I think, the better competition, the more motivation. I don't think Carson Wentz can really get much more motivated than he is, and I don't really think he thinks about the outside things. Oh my God, I got to make sure I keep up with Jared Goff. But, from a fan standpoint, it's certainly something you can keep an eye on. But we're worried about what we're doing here in Philadelphia and not so much what they're doing in Los Angeles. That's again another question that probably be best answered by Doug Peterson or Jim Schwartz. I assume they'll be game planning for week 4. That's probably the best answer I can give you. We have a couple injuries, nothing too serious. Darren Sproles picked up a knock halfway through that Pittsburgh Steelers game. I assume he will be back for week 4. It doesn't appear to be that serious. I think our trainer said he should be able to actually practice when everyone comes back on Thursday. But it's just a nice relaxing period. Surely we would not like to have our bye this early. We don't have injuries. Teams that have a lot of injuries want that early bye, so they have that week off to fully heal. Got a team like us, we're fresh, we're ready to go. I would have liked this bye a little bit later in the year, but that's totally up to the league and the schedule makers for that. And you're making it sound like on my bye week I'm gonna be taking it off, relaxing. No, I'm gonna be doing some scouting. I like to be hands-on with the scouts. Not that I don't trust them, but it's something that's in my blood, something that I enjoy doing. Actually, me and Brian Dawkins, a lot of you guys have been wondering what exactly Brian Dawkins has been doing since we signed him. Me and him will be going out and scouting some competition. We're going to be looking at Alabama. We're going to watch the Alabama game. We're also going to be watching the LSU game. And on Monday, what's the Monday nighter? The Monday nighter, I think we'll be checking out the Oregon games. So, we're looking at a couple guys there. Royce Freeman at running back is one of the guys that, might potentially be there in the second round for us. At corner, we're going to be trying to, Tre'Davious White will be there for the LSU game. Marlon Humphrey for the Alabama game. But that's just a couple of the things we're going to be checking out. We have a lot of scouts going out. It's a big week in college. So hopefully we'll get some more information in regards to where we're going to go in the draft. That is what I hope to accomplish this offseason. There you guys. I'll see you guys next week.